Welcome to PhD&D minus the +2 hat of anti-balding, because it's really, really hot here. I don't know why, so I'm not using it today. Hope the glare doesn't bother anyone. If it does, just let me know. It's good luck. This is a video response to Matt from Fistful of Dice and his video on social roles, being roles like diplomacy, bluff, intimidate. How do you use those? They do require a lot of role-playing. Where's the balance there? What are you trying to find? So here's how I approach this. Now, I'm going to do bluff and diplomacy first. Bluff and diplomacy. Well, for all of them, first of all, your players should not be declaring what they're going to do. They should not be using game mechanics, looking at their character sheet and saying, well, all right, I'm really good at intimidate, so I'm going to do an intimidate check. No, I've said that before. That's BS. They need to just tell you what they're doing as their character. You determine if any game mechanics apply to that. So, for bluff, someone's really good at bluff, they've worked that up, yeah, you should reward them and use what they've worked on mechanics-wise, but they should know that their character's a good liar and that he's very good at deceit and tricking people. So he's going to try to approach. Now let's set the scene. We're with a king. Your party's talking to a king, trying to persuade him of something. Now your rogue comes up and tries to lie to him, let's say, because he's good at bluffing. So that player needs to start role-playing out a bluff. What are they saying? They have to say something. They can't just rely on that game mechanic. Even if they're not a confident role player, we'll get there in a little bit, they need to make an attempt at role-playing here. What are they saying? If they start just talking to this king and lying and bluffing him, then you as a GM can say, all right, fantastic, make a bluff check, or make your bluff roll. That is when they can use it. And I'll get to the numbers and the balance in a little bit. Diplomacy, same way. They need to be trying to persuade or be diplomatic in some manner through what they're saying, their words and actions, before you as a GM should clarify that they need to actually roll for it. And remember, rolling hints at, or basically means there is a chance of failure here. Intimidate, I don't let people off so easily with that one. Threats, in my opinion, are the laziest form of intimidate ever, and I hate it, and I rarely let players do it. If you're talking to somebody in a small town, someone well below your character's level, then yeah, they're going to be influential. They might be able to threaten and get their way, and then they can use an intimidate check there. You're talking to a king, and you try to make a threat to intimidate him. I don't care if he feels threatened. He's got guards. He's got usually some type of military. They can subdue you, and they should if you're openly making threats to a king. Other ways to use intimidate, however, let's say your party's cleric is talking to this king, and he's, verbally telling him these things need to happen or there's going to be repercussions. He's not threatening at all. He's just saying, this course of events, this is going to happen. And the barbarian is sitting just in a chair kind of behind the cleric, staring down the king, not blinking, and just cleaning his blade. He's just sitting there cleaning his blade, not blinking at all. That's slightly intimidating. And that is a chance in which I would let that barbarian make an intimidate check. He's aiding someone else by kind of being this intimidating factor in the background. So I need to get more creative with intimidate because I think it's so abused these days, but that's another point. So once you've established that they can make a certain type of check, you as the GM have established that. Whatever their actions or words are, that's when you take and apply a check to it. Now, what balance? Do you let them, if they role-play really well, they don't role-play well, how's that work? So let's take someone who doesn't role-play very well. Or in this instance, they didn't. They tried to bluff, and it was a terrible attempt. How does that work into their check? Well, if it's just awful, I usually won't even ask for a check, but I will role-play the king back to them in such a manner that they know they failed, that didn't work at all. The king, there was not a chance he was going to fall for that. Because rarely are your nonverbal cues and things like that going to carry you through when your words are just complete garbage. Now the other way, let's say you make a very, very good argument, nonverbal cues in my take can still hurt you quite a bit. So if you make a very good argument and then I say, okay, you've made a very good bluff attempt, so make a bluff check now. They make that bluff check knowing that there's still a chance of failure. They could have, some cue could have set them off, or they may have not come off the right way. So there's a small chance of failure. But usually it's very small. I will usually let the role-playing overtake the skill at that point. Now, it's not an automatic win-win, but think in your head, you do want a certain percent chance of success. And if you do, then associate that with the D20 roll or whatever, what number they need to hit. If you want, and I'm not going to get into the numbers, but if you only want that 5% chance of failure, then they have to roll a nat 1 or whatever with their bonuses and stuff. To fail, that's fine. I usually do let them, on a very good role play though, have a huge advantage to whatever they're trying to do. It depends on the situation, so I won't get into the numbers or reducing. I don't give them a +2 bonus or a -2 or whatever. I think that's crap. For these circumstances, I usually make it a little bit bigger, or I'll drop it from, this was a very, very hard, target number to hit, all the way down to a very, very easy target number to hit, something like that. But I reward them in that sense. Now we get into the situation where not everyone's a fantastic role player. That's true. But if someone's trying, you've got to give them some credit. They're really trying. Some people just are uncomfortable. If they're willing to try and try to get immersed in things, you've got to allow a little bit of that. So if someone's just terrible, argument's terrible, but as a GM, because you should know your players, that they're really trying, still give them a chance. Give them a chance to make the success here. Maybe it's a medium or a hard target number, that's fine, but this person's trying to roleplay, you've got to reward them for trying. So that gets into just knowing your players and knowing each player and kind of grading each player by themselves. And I kind of do experience the same way. I'll do experience for if they beat an encounter, whatever, yeah. But role-playing experience, if I have a fantastic role player and he just does, he does all right that night, he's not going to get as many points as someone who I know is very uncomfortable role-playing but really pushed themselves. I kind of do it that way. How did their own effort influence it? So that's a tangent, though. That's my take on social roles. Thanks for watching.